Well, hello. Hello. Great day to you all. I hope that you've all woken up today super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope that you were able to tell yourself all of those great things that you needed to hear to start your day off right and hold your vibe. What are those things? Well, hey, that you're amazing, you're capable, that you have an intention to get through your day flowing like water over rocks, making everything and anything capable that your heart truly desires without any thought involved, because truly that's where the disruptions lie. So who am I? Well, I'm Tobi Staples for anybody who doesn't know me and who's going to come across this video. And I'd like to introduce myself and introduce what I can do for you. So stick around to find out all of the amazingness that I can offer into your life, no matter who you are and no matter what credential you may have attached to your name. Experiencing a connection or an interaction with Tobi brings you something that I can guarantee you have yet to experience if you haven't already. So who am I? Well, I'm a simple person loaded with life experience with many, many credentials attached, which the average person nowadays are busy getting different credentials, but I've mastered mine, which are what? I'm Tobi first, primarily, authentically, who I was born to be, running in the state of my highest potential, first and foremost. What are the labels attached to that? Well, hey, I'm an empath, an empowered one. So what does that mean? That means I take on the emotions of others according to what they are projecting onto me. So I can filter through any energies coming at me, now mastered. And I'm a light worker. What does that mean? Well, Tobi, with the capacities that she has of absorbing one's energy and analyzing it, and then transmuting it to the state of love and pumping it back out to that individual, I transmute energy. It is a special gift given to me as a light worker, which, yes, I am on the planet to do just that, and I've done that all my life, no matter what life has thrown at me. So that's another title. What else another title would Tobi be? Well, a way shower. So if anybody doesn't know what a spiritual way shower is, well, you will know after this. Spiritual way shower is somebody who has had to master both the darkness of the world and the light of the world, both dualities, and find the neutrality within it all. And what is the purpose of this? The purpose of a way shower is to be able to reach back into the darkness and pull as many hearts back into the light as humanly possible. There's a lot of people in the world today that walk around with very heavy hearts and not even aware of it because they're too stuck in their mindsets. Well, I am that person that will disrupt that mindset, knowing exactly how they feel by the energy that they're projecting, analyze it, transmute it to love, pump it back into them, and guide them back into operating from their heart, feeling light again, feeling alive again, feeling worthy again, feeling like they matter again. Well, I show them the way to do that out of the pit of hell, because I had to master that too. Now, I also, as a way shower, I'm a teacher. My heaviest form of reaching the souls is not only my energy, but it is my capacity to communicate and express uniquely to what that person is feeling at that time, exactly what they need that is life-altering and life-changing for them at that given moment. I operate solely from my heart because I must hold a certain vibration. When you have this kind of knowledge running at your highest potential, There's great responsibility attached to that, that every breath taken is for the highest good of all, not just me. So I'm here to let everybody who really doesn't know who Tobi Staples is, this is your opportunity to see me really. I have recently launched Alpha E-Mind Mastery that has been in silence since December. My business has been created, but I planted it just to let it sit there until I got the word to do it. I am a person that has beat death 7 times and literally performed what others would call the impossible, I have made possible. Factually. I have been the learning lesson for many in the medical system to show them what is truly possible and that what they have learned is not always correct. So I do that with love all the time because learning never ends and we're all here to learn. And I see a lot of people suffering now more than ever. And why? Because of the energetic influence of the shift. Love operations are coming back. And a lot of people are feeling the distortion of what their frequency is versus the energetic influence that is influencing us to have this experience on a daily basis. So not only will I illuminate your path to your highest potential, which is the state that I operate and breathe from on a daily basis without any hindrance of it. This highest potential and the universal power that is in every single one of us operates me every day. Soulfully, heartfully, all day. I have voice to many, many, many people. I do not think. That is where the disruption lies. That has a job to do. So not only am I coming out here to introduce myself to everybody, but I would like to introduce you to my newly launched program to assist with my mission of impacting 1 million lives this year. This is why at every given moment, I take the opportunities anytime, anywhere to speak. If I am called, my heart's pulling me to that place, whether it's a LinkedIn audio event, whether it's a Facebook Live, whether it is an Alpha E-Mind Mastery Live, whether it is now I've attached Insta, I am going full platform every time I go live because I have been called to do just that. Just like the other day I was called, okay, Tobi, let's go. It's time. All right. Why? Because I am unlike another. I've been coming out here for months telling people that I am going to be the shift in this coaching industry. And I'm ready to do this. I love everything that I hear and what everybody is doing, but I'm about to bring a shift unlike seen ever. And I'm about to tell you how I'm going to do that and what I'm going to offer to everybody. And my whole heart, real raw truth of what I do see versus what I am bringing to table for you all. And the benefits of considering reaching out to me when you need me. Now, before I get into the announcements of what I am about to put out there for all of you, because I'm about to let each and every one of you know today exactly what Tobi Staples and Alpha E-Mind Mastery, empowering your emotional mastery, is about to service the world with. From her highest potential ever being, backed by the universal power making it happen. So, first things first, I want to introduce you guys to my books. After being fully tapped, okay, I get it. All right. There are 2 great awakenings that you have within your spiritual journey. The first one being you awaken to self Okay? But once you've mastered the self, you must awaken to source. Well, I've awakened to source, and I have allowed source to govern me. What is source? Source of all creation. The Most High, the one in the grand play of all of this. I am operated and functioned solely by advice of the Most High, no matter what move I make in this world. No matter who's coming at me, no matter what is being shown to me, I am just to see it and observe, and I am there for higher purposes than to... Anyway, look, you guys just need to know, I don't think. I am solely governed and operated by the forces of the Most High, and I allow it to be like that. I had to fully sacrifice self to be fully operated by source, and I did that by choice. So what I can offer you is unlike another. Why? Because I have walked the pit of hell, conceived in it, grew in it, born into it, and lived it all my life. There is nothing that I have yet to experience in my life that another is feeling. I have had to feel it all in order to master it all and vibrate higher than it all and accept it, love it, forgive it all unconditionally to acquire this kind of powerful state of highest potential. A lot of people believe this as being aggressive or blunt or non-conforming, or no, that is actually triggering in you what you need to heal, because I am powerful and only that. And what's that power? It is the loving, unconditional, infinite love of the universe that binds us all, that is fueling me. So I come out with the power of innate, highest potential of unconditional love. Primarily. I want to introduce you guys to my latest book. 3 years ago, after my spiritual awakening, I channeled books. I was channeled that I must pump the knowledge out to the world, because when I had acquired such knowledge and was told distinctly, you cannot acquire this knowledge without assuming the great responsibility for it. And I said, oh, so what is the great responsibility for it? That it must be vesseled to the earth with truth, love, and zero distortion. Well, I committed to just that. So, after my spiritual awakening, my first book, as I was channeled to write it, it was Turning Hell into Heaven. How did I turn my heaven to be? Okay, how did I take all of my life hell, which I endured without even a moment to come up for air from my first breath? Okay, how did I take all that and transmute it to a frequency and a capacity to not only heal my body, but to function from that state? It was a committed responsibility to share and to ignite as many people as humanly possible back into this state. Because what you all need to understand is this is the state that we are born in naturally. And if you're not feeling in this state, operating in the same capacities, it's because you're feeling distorted, and you are putting those distortions there within yourself by choice and by thought and by effects of those thoughts. Well, I can help you change that, because Turning Hell into Heaven, my first 4 books that I published 3 years ago, that I kept in silence pretty much until I was told to really promote them. I know why now, because they had to be revised with workbooks. which in January, when I said that I was going to come out and do it, I did. I back-to-back revised these books with brand new covers and workbooks in every single one of them to be of service to the world. No, I didn't do book promotions. No, I didn't do launch parties. No, I have never done any of that for any of my books. My wins in this world are to breathe and to watch everybody be affected by where the universe places me to save lives and to change lives. That's been my greatest win. I have revised my first 4 books. Turning Hell into Heaven is my first book. It's an inspiring personal journey as an empath and lightworker. Okay, I would like you guys to see. This is my revised copy. And a special shout out to Stephanie Paris, who is my graphic artist and soul sister and lifelong friend who supported this mission, knowing that I didn't have 1 penny to invest but needed some help fast. See, that's the kind of real support that you need in the world. You don't need people asking you, oh, okay, well, catch me when you've got some cash. No, this woman, Stephanie Paris, knew I was in a rut. I told her, I paid for my logo, but I told her, listen, if you can do my books, I am willing to give you a residual income on that for the rest of your life. Because I don't have a penny to work with but my energy. And she not only did 1, but she did all of them that I needed to do. This Stephanie Paris doesn't just do art for the buck. It is her passion. And she makes a difference in this world. She's made a real difference in my life. So a real shout out to Stephanie Paris, okay? Who did all of my book covers. But guys, this Turning Hell into Heaven, I'll figure out this camera stuff. It's my first time coming out on all the platforms at once. I'd like to invite you to take a peek in the back of these books that have workbooks. This book is unlike another. It takes you through my hell, and not all of it. It tells you about the effects on me. It tells you about my toolbox for life. How did I construct a toolbox for life? You may say, what's a toolbox for life? Well, hey, we all walk around with wounds and scarred by our experiences of our past instead of our learning, until we decide to go in there and release every emotional stamp that every one of those experiences ever scarred with us. And in that learning, you fill your toolbox because you must transmute it into something. So in my mastery, I learned that's the way you do it. You can't just release it. Everything must be transmuted into a higher good for yourself. So any negative experience that you lived, you must transmute it to a higher good within yourself in order for it to be beneficial for you. That doesn't come from a mindset. That comes from a heart set, intentionally getting into your mind and clearing out what shouldn't be there, causing all the effects of the stored experiences within you that you deem to be negative. Because as long as you think they're negative and you are stamped with that belief, well, they will affect you of that same magnitude. So, it's funny because you need to take every experience of your life and unconditionally love yourself and love that hurt away for yourself by choice, and take that experience into a learning facet that you look at and stick it in your toolbox for life. Look, hey, any successful hard worker out there needs their tools. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing. So I encourage everybody to have a toolbox for their own life that they dip into instead of trying to grab at everything outside of them that is not relevant to what they're feeling inside. Yeah, that's where the true power is when you can transmute what you're feeling. What does transmute mean? Change it. That's it. Just like somebody asked me, what does manifest mean? Well, you're manifesting and creating your life with every breath. But are you doing that on an automatic system that's been running you all your life, which is called your ego? Yeah. Your ego is constructed from your experiences. That's all it is. That's why you have to deconstruct what's going on in these patterns, to deconstruct the ego, to install it with a toolbox. Use everything that's ego-based, that is shackling you into an automatic program, and construct it to all become into your toolbox. Tools, excessive tools in your heart space. These are quick reference points that are stamped in your brain. So you won't forget the experience. Forgiving the experience is not going to fully give you peace with it because it can't forgive you back. But loving it and finding the lesson in it and transmuting it is the most powerful re-scripturing of this automatic program. Because when you take every experience and you switch it, change it, because you can't kill it, you can't remove it, but you can change the way it's affecting you, well, then all of that stuff becomes empowering for you because you have switched what is stamped in your automatic programming, which is fueled by your heart. Remember, this automatic programming that's running unaware, that you're running on unaware of, is running everything in your body, your central nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system, your autoimmune system responses, your perception, your smell, your taste, your touch, all of your senses, your biofield, your energy, your everything. Automatically, and you are unaware of it because you're not allowed to dabble in it, because if you were, you'd be dead. And I mentioned that in one of my books too. Okay? And that's why we don't have access to the subconscious brain. And you know what? Everybody's got this misconception of emotions. So let me get that in there now. Actually, no. Okay. I'm told I must finish my toolbox for life with you guys all, just to give you a sneak peek into, and you see, I didn't prepare it. I didn't post it. I didn't even realize I would be channeled to tell you about it. Okay. So my contents of my toolbox now, from every experience of my hell, what have I changed it to be? Let me give you a little sneak peek. Okay. So this you would find in the revised edition of Turning Hell into Heaven by Tobi Staples, graphics by Stephanie Paris. You will find this quote, this blurb of the contents of my toolbox in chapter 3 on page 21. Take a good look at the contents of my toolbox and understand that these are all the tools I need for any situation in life. Agape love. What's agape love? That's universal love. Gratitude, forgiveness, empathy, peace, compassion, strength, guidance, determination, inspiration, courage, motivation, endurance, faith, encouragement, acceptance, trust, understanding, curiosity, optimism, hugs, a love for life, sunlight, moonbeams, starlight, smiles, Free passes, that's a big one. Free passes and magic. Okay. Now, in this same book, I talk about being an empath, a light worker, making a change in the world. I talk about emotions are man-made, which they very much are, because they are not related to your soul. They are manufactured by your belief systems also, and the conditioning of everybody telling you what you were feeling. Isn't that a kicker? You only identify as being angry or sad because somebody told you that's what it was that you were feeling. Have you ever sat with that and identified that for yourself? It's quite life altering when you do. This is a depth of emotional mastery that I'm bringing to you all that is unlike another. Guaranteed, because all of these emotions that everybody claims as, they want to put labels on it. Factually, if energy in motion is an emotion, you can't put a label on that. And the truest of emotions, what do we do when we're overjoyed or when we're whatever, when we're deeply impacted? There's one thing that is the result of it. We cry. Okay? That is the truest emotional reaction when we're hit the hardest in our heart. And that's it. Every other emotion that's seeming to be labeled, yes, it causes reactions in your body now because this is how we've been programmed to be. And you know something? It's your thoughts that are producing these hormonal reactions anyway. So actually, you're creating your own emotional state, which is unique and not the same as another. So how can it be all labeled the same? It's impossible to be. Well, I can assist and illuminate a path to your highest potential where any energy flowing through you can't influence your state of being, no matter what it is. Life is learning, eh? The only thing that we acquire here is learning. That's it. And that's the only thing that we can take with us. Well, I would love for you all to be able to expand your learning within your experience and get the most out of your experience by operating out of the truest state and highest potential of your being that you were actually born in for the experience. That's my interest. My interest is not to make $1 million this year. My interest is to make 1 million hearts come alive and operate from their truest potential, their highest potential of their innate power, which they're born with. So I'd like to assist anybody who's interested to illuminate your path to your highest potential. I lead by example in that. There is not another like me. Everybody else that I see out there is running on programs that they've learned to get it right. It's not, I find very a huge, okay, let me get into it. Yes, after. This is the first book, Turning Hell into Heaven. I'm going to get into the webinars and what I think about what's going on in this world right now, as I'm channeled to do in a minute. But I have to get through my books. Look, Turning Hell into Heaven. If you really want to have a life-changing, life-altering, empowering experience, you want to go get this revised book with the workbook. After you get through that one, if you can, because a lot of people get crippled in it, well, I'm accessible for support through it also. Your best you. There we go. I'll put it this way. The choice is yours. Can you see that? Yes. Okay. Again, graphics by Stephanie Paris, by Tobi Staples. This is, again, targeted inner work to assist you to tap into your highest potential of your being and operate from it, as I do. intentionally. In this book, you're going to find chapters on love for life, importance for gratitude, getting real with it. It is what it is. Self-love, your best you, effective mantras, easy meditations, self-reflection exercises. Again, this has a workbook. Your best you. All right. Again, workbook in the back. No accompanying workbooks, everything bang in one. Okay, your best you. Turning Ellen to Heaven, I know I focused on that one for a minute, but I was just channeled that I must come back and finish off the fact that after the chapter of emotions are man-made in the first book, I have put in effective mantras, easy meditations, and personal meditations that I created to assist with my journey, creating your heaven, and also, again, the self-reflective reflection exercises in the back. So I didn't want to call them workbooks or whatever. What I did call them is self-reflection exercises. If the book didn't shift you to your core, well, those exercise will solidify your shift. But I guarantee it's an experience like not any other, should you take the time to dive into any one of my 11 now books, because I have 11 books out there now, actually, factually. Yeah. They present in 9, but I have 11 books out there right now. It's not for no reason. There's no coincidence in life. But anyway. All right. Now, when you're on your magical adventure and you've actually been able to have the courage to get through turning your hell into heaven and then deciding to become your best you, well, then you're ready for Wise Up to Rise Up. Okay? It's a must. And again, by me, Tobi Staples, graphics, Stephanie Paris. Wise Up to Rise Up, it's a must. This is the revised edition. These revised editions are not in global circulation. The first copies of these books with Metatron stamp, the cube for existence, is on the first copy of these books as I was channeled to do so before revising these books. And this is why I was also not supposed to come out here and offer any business through Alpha E Mind Mastery, empowering emotional mastery, before revising these books with the workbooks in them for you all. So I did just that. And I held off on the launch and the services that I am about to offer to you all. So it's done. I've taken the steps. I've obeyed it. And this is, okay. Wise Up to Rise Up is unlike another. This book helps you with your energy, specifically targeted for your energetic work. We all are energy first. We all carry a frequency first before anything. But what is your frequency of your being? When I talk about frequencies, well, let me say the TV or the radio station. When you tune into a frequency to hear your radio station, right? Well, you are a frequency that is receiving that frequency to even be able to process the data coming from it. Do you see the correlation? Your frequency first. So what frequency are you operating out of? Of your being. It's very, very, very important to know this. And it's very, very, very important to sit with yourself to figure that out. Because whatever frequency and state of being you are and you occupy and you operate from is exactly to the same magnitudes of what you will get from any result in your life. Because your efforts towards anything, or your commitments or your responsibilities or your duties, are only as good as your state of being. You are showing up as your frequency first, before your credentials, before your mask, before your self-doubt, your shame, your blame, your guilt, your denial. So therefore, if you're showing up with that frequency, you are emitting that and doing it to another by energy alone, primarily. So understand that. So choosing and owning your state of being from the minute you open your eyes is essential to begin your day with intent. You know, I mentioned the other, actually, okay, yeah. I was in a mastermind call the other night, and I mentioned personally what I do for my frequency to occupy by intent every day. And I know that I shifted the mindsets of the three that were within that room with me. And I will be eternally grateful given that opportunity to do so. Now, my book, Wise Up to Rise Up, is the third book. These three books were published 3 years ago with Metatron's cube on them. They are in global circulation already and have been for years. Have I promoted them? No, because I was told to just keep them in waiting. Clearly which led to this now, which was the revision with the workbooks and the launch of the services that I'm offering to you all as of today. Now, Wise Up to Rise Up, It's a Must, is the third book. Now, what's in this book? It's energy related. So, wise up. In other words, you're going to get wise with this one. Give and take. You're going to understand your give and take, your energetic give and take. What happens if you operate at a lowered frequency with the chapter on lowered energy in chapter 3 of that book? Restoring balance within your energetic frequency of your being. Okay? Restoring balance, chapter 4. Feel it to heal it. That's a huge one. And a lot of people want to claim they're healed, but they haven't had the courage to look at what hurt them because it's running unaware and causing the effects. Just like you're unaware of your breathing patterns and what it has to do. Just like you're unaware of what it takes when your pain responses or your immune system reactions or your chemical reactions in your body or your restabilization and re-regulation. Every time you choose to embody a state that is not in alignment with your truest nature of your being. But if you are unaware of what's disrupting your frequency and blocking you from your path of your truest, most natural state of highest potential, you and I need to connect. Simple as that. I don't care what credential you have beside your name. Guaranteed that it'll be a life-altering situation and interaction for us both. I create win-win situations no matter what. So every face that comes to me, I learn from you too. But what I do bring is unlike another. And I appreciate and accept every unique learning lesson attached to any face coming at me. Because that's just the way Tobi operates. Factually. Governed by the highest potential of my being right now. And nothing but. And this is why, you know what? I've seen a lot of what people are doing, and it's amazing things, but I can't conform. I know I'm running for my highest potential, completely healed and whole individual. I can't conform or consent or buckle to anybody's ways. I got to do it the way I'm being channeled to do it. I work for the Most High and nobody but. I work for Source. There is no self. There is no Toby wishing for whatever. No, I wish for world love. I wish for everybody to be a loving individual again, to get the most out of life, running for highest potential of their being, truly aware and consciously creating with every breath, being their causes of their effects of their reality that they are creating. I would like them to become conscious creators and not running on autopilot, and a damaged autopilot at that, with belief systems that were put there by everybody else and not you, eh? Our belief systems, our foundation of it all happens before we're 7 years old, factually. So if you don't dig past all your past experiences and rid yourself of all of that harm, come on. It's like going to your closet, your storage closet. Say you got a storage locker, you got a garage, it's full. Well, you want something at the back of that garage? Let's say all of your souvenirs of life, your whole life experience is sitting in a storage. Well, you cannot climb over all of this stuff to get to the foundation of it all and what you put in there first. You can't run through it. There's no path. So you need, and you have to first open up that storage locker. Get past that thought of being overwhelmed, and putting it on hold because just the thought of how much is in that storage doesn't even make you want to go look at it. The thoughts will pull you away from your highest potential because it knows you've got that baggage of storage that needs to be cleaned out, because it's not serving you of any good if you have it in storage. It's no longer relevant to your life now if it's in storage. Well, what I can show you how to do is to easily and swiftly unpack all of that in the most organized way, sort through it effectively so you know what you want to keep and what you don't, rid yourself of the junk, and get all the way down to the rooted cause of the initial storage, and assist you to take every experience you've ever lived. So anything that you pick up in your storage and look at, trust me, I'll be there to tell you whether you're thinking straight about it or not. Because if you're thinking at all, you're in the wrong place to be. I would tell you to stand there and feel what you feel about that. And I'm here for you to support you while you do look at that. And I will not allow you to look at that too long, because that could be damaging too. But I will assist you to clean out all of that stuff that is governing your life with you unaware. Because how does it govern our life without us unaware? I will share this with you all again also. Look, it's as simple as this. Let's say you're living, your life day to day, and you're living in the now, and you're focused on what's ahead, right? Like as if you're driving your car, the windshield's wider than the rear view, right? Well, whatever's in storage, you're not thinking about because it's not in your way today. So it's just sitting there. But anytime you think about it, you feel the weight of it. And then you, over time, have accumulated a pattern of allowing that to happen without doing anything about it. So then the more you think about this storage, the more you don't feel like doing it. And then the more you get overwhelmed by it because you are not handling your business. Well, I can assist you to clean out that storage that's running on repeat that is actually weighing you down. I had to clear out my storage from my first breath and totally sacrifice myself to acquire this kind of highest potential operation that has actually brought me back from total septic shock, total organ failure. Last year, them giving me a year to live, telling me that I never smile again, but I am. Okay? Because my face was paralyzed. Told me 3 months. This is another reason why I didn't launch what I was doing full-heartedly, because I was still trying to heal, trying to stay alive just to be able to do this for you all. Actually. So I hope that everybody comes and gets the most out of the learning. And everybody says to me, Tobi, why don't you ask for resources, for help, for this and that? Listen, people to me are only as good as their state of being, which I can feel no matter what they say. So no, thank you. I fully trust what is giving me life and fueling my experience 100%. And my reliance is on source. My resource is source. That's why what I'm about to drop is unlike what has been seen on the planet yet. Because it's also fueled by source. So I'll finish this up. So once you feel to heal, then you rise up. Again, this book, Wise Up to Rise Up, It's a Must, by Tobi Staples, graphics by Stephanie Paris. Huge shout out to her. She's also done many other things, but she also did my Alpha E-Mind Mastery logo also for empowering emotional mastery. All right, so aside from these 3 books that are revised with a workbook, I have stepped it up one more notch to my Wised and Rising for Every Parent. This book, regardless if you are a parent or a grandparent, a new parent, an old parent, again by Tobi Staples. These graphics, again, are by Stephanie Paris, and I just love, hold on, can I get this in there? Let me see. You know what? I'll master this thing. Guys, bear with me, because you know what? This is my first time using StreamYard to hit all of my platforms at once. And this is what I'm supposed to do. I have 5 fingers on my hand while I have 5 lives lit up at once right now. And this is what I'm supposed to do and expand my reach. Extend my hand a little more today and make sure everybody sees what I'm doing. Wised and Rising for Every Parent. This is a conscious parenting book. This is for every single parent walking on this planet if you haven't self-mastered and of operating from your highest potential of your being. Because I can't say that I'm the only one at this state, but I can say there are very few. Factually, my boss told me that straight. So I'd like to get everybody powered up in their highest potential. Now, this conscious parenting book, Wised and Rising for Every Parent, which also is available on Lulu. My other original copy of this without the self-reflection exercises is available globally. It's globally distributed. If you Google me or go to lulu.com is the best place to buy my books. If you feel called to. But they all have Metatron stamp. Well, the 4th book, Wise and Rising, has a red cover. The first one, well, this is the revised one. And this also has self-reflection exercises in it. Now, the table of contents that's in this one, the little things, fear-based decisions, generational belief systems, sensory overload, times are changing, staying in tune, unconditional love, highest potential, wise and rising, self-reflection exercises. Now, why did I write this book? Because I have been the generational curse breaker, ancestral karma cleanup, or okay, I could say. There has to be one in the lineage that feels it all so they could heal it all to free our ancestors from this destructive karmic loop. Well, I have, proudly. And I would like to assist anybody else on this same journey to do the same. Fully mastered, totally healed, operating from their highest potential, because I am the example of it. It's not for no reason. If you Google me, it'll say that I lead by example, which I do. I've just been hidden in plain sight for a long, long time. But now the shift is here. So now I must come out and rewrite the script for what is going on out here too. And I'm going to speak about it. There are different types of motivation in the world. And depending on what you allow to motivate you, will be the force that you bring to it of that frequency. Well, I didn't turn my hell into heaven to make $1 million. I turned my hell into heaven because I could. It's as simple as that. What's a little bit of my hell? Well, I won't be shy to say it because I've put it out there verbally and proudly for learning for you all, using myself as an example, which I do. I do not use another for example. I use solely the expertise of my experiences of my learning throughout my life that makes me operating from my highest potential by choice. I can proudly say I have no regret. My soul doesn't know what that is. And operating from my soul of my highest potential, it knows no boundaries. It knows no limits. It knows no emotional states. Because like I've said, emotions are man-made. They are exactly according to what you think they are going to be and what you have conditioned them, been conditioned to believe they are. And then you allow all of the effects of those to be. I believe in one state, the state of my truest, natural, most highest potential state that I was born with. I was born like this. Why would I alter this in any shape, way, or form for anybody? I won't. And why would I not show anybody how to do it? I will share this with as many possible as I can. And I couldn't do this kind of thing where I touch all 5 platforms at once for a minute. You know why? I'll be honest why. I was put in the face of many, 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 many in this world that are doing great things, who had the resources to assist me should they were operating from their heart. They would have. I was very vocal about my situation and my inability to level up what I bring to table. But I'm very aware of what I bring to table. But seeing as everybody's out there and already doing it, if they could help me. But I had no financial backing. Well, many have had resources that they could have easily said, you know what, Tobi, I'll help you. Yeah, this is the step up you need, and they didn't. They assisted with inviting me to networks that were full of selling and would make somebody not as strong as me leave there feeling crushed. Factually. There's a lot of things going on that are just not right, with no thoughts attached. That when I see it happening, it doesn't feel right in my heart. I don't need to think about that because I'm operating from the purest flow of my energy and I feel all energies. I'm actually mastered in it. So what I feel about what's going on and what is, look, yes, it's great that everybody's flourishing and what they claim to be abundant is their bank account, and it's not. It's the farthest thing from it. And your bank account does not give you your highest potential. I'll tell you that. And should you fall into a state of operating from a lowered frequency for too long and you're in survival of any way, that money can't buy you your health, cannot buy you your alignment, cannot buy your check beside inner work done, cannot buy your stability, your resilience, your courage, your none of it. You will feel the effects of what your choices create on a daily basis. The biggest problem is everybody's busy watching what everybody's doing and not watching what they're doing. So as long as you have that outward focus, well, then you're distracted by what you're truly feeling. Because our energy goes where our focus is put. That's why it's paying attention. You are actually paying your intentions. Yeah. So I'd like to illuminate that for you all today. It's not just about paying your attention and your energy goes where you put your listen, do you guys know how much energy you're putting in the back of your intentions? You know how powerful you are as a human being? Have you done the research? Do you know what kind of power your highest potential of your being is? Well, go and find out the calculation of what every cell in your being is and how many cells you have. And the totality, don't quote me on this, but I believe that the number is 2.73 trillion hertz of energy flowing through you at once. How are you not powerful? That's the purest energy of your highest potential. How can you not make it happen? Because you don't believe in your power of what, well, all that power is packed into your automatic programming to keep your whole experience going, to keep you healing, to keep you feeling, to keep you experiencing, to keep you in, learning, hopefully. Every idea that pops out of your automatic programming is fueled and backed by your life force. And then you transmute it into a thought because that's what you believe you have to do. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the way to operate. You shouldn't be thinking at all. You may be thinking, how's that possible? Well, listen, when you're a baby and you're learning to roll and you're learning to crawl and you're learning to walk, you think you're thinking about it? Where do you think the thinking comes from with all those words attached? What everybody made you believe to think in the first place? The real governance and true power and highest potential of your being does not know any thoughts. Your automatic programming does, though. There's no words attached to your heart, eh? And that's why I'm a little tired of hearing all the excuses out here for the operations going on too, with no thought attached. So therefore, what am I here to offer you guys today? You know what? A life-altering experience anytime working with me. I come with my highest potential and I am a powerhouse. I cannot be any less than what I am. And that is a vessel of universal love on this planet and infusing it. Because love-based operations are coming back. It is going to be the way of operations. Everybody's going to eat. Nobody is going to be trying to take from another or have them sell their soul to slavery to pay them. No way. That is done. And if you think it isn't? Well, I'm here to awaken you to that too. So months ago, I know. I'm going to get on this topic now and wrap up this live. I think I've said enough out here, and I think you all understand who I am and where I'm coming from. And if you guys are interested in taking a little peek at the knowledgeable books that I do have out there, again, other than these, I've got children's empowerment books, and I also have an Alpha E-Mind Mastery book that will even assist coaches down to how to run a workshop for emotional mastery in my book. But that'll be flooded to the world when they're ready, because let's get them emotionally mastered first, eh? And I see a lot out there making great strides in it. And I see you and I salute you. And that's why I resonate with you. And the ones that have seen me popping in and out of their events, it's because I see you. And yes, I encourage you to keep going, because I love what you guys are doing. And it takes a community. It doesn't take just one. But trust me, should it only take one, I am that one. That will make it happen for the world. So what am I ready to offer the world? Well, I have been guided to do exactly this. So this is what I will be doing. Once a week, there will be webinars, which now I can host right here off of StreamYard, where I'm streaming live to you all now. I will be hosting on-air live webinars for people that register to attend. But there is zero selling, zero mailing lists, zero pushing emails to pack your boxes full of junk mail that nobody wants to read and is too shy to unsubscribe because they don't want to hurt my feelings. You don't have to worry about any of that with me. I'm not here to get your email or your email list. I am not here to get I'm not here to get anything from you but your interest in your own highest potential. So how am I going to do that? What I'm going to offer the world is not workshops that are filled with selling and jargon and pitching people and funneling. Not at all. I appreciate the networking and all the connections that I've made, and I salute everybody along the way that I've met. Great people, they're doing great things, and I highly encourage them to do what they're doing, because that works for them. But it doesn't work for me. I fight for what's right. I operate from love and only that. So when I come, I am bringing a power-packed learning punch. And this is how it will be. So because I'm not interested in pitching you for half of my presentation to make you buy something from me at the end, my big win is that you pay your entrance. You're going to pay admission to what I'm doing. And it won't be much. It'll be $10 maybe. Or if you're not getting your tickets early within a time frame, well, then maybe you'll have to pay a $20. But it will be non-refundable. So meaning what? If you do not show up, it is your loss in your investment in yourself. And I'm not playing around, because that is a seat that somebody else could have been readily there. And what I'm offering to people for $10-20, life-changing, altering experience, unlike another. Why? Because it's not a program I'm going to teach you that was taught to me by somebody else. These webinars that will be online will be interactive. They will be live. They will be one-on-one with me for every attendee. with focus, targeted learning. You will walk away with real skills, real change, and feel the real impact in your life that you have invested to make for a very minimal cost. And there will be targeted, focused teaching webinars, but nobody will get access to these webinars that will not be, this is the way I'm doing it. You either come or you don't, but you will never relive that experience through a taping of it or through another one like it, because there won't be another one like it. Factually. And I won't be chasing you after it, but I guarantee you, you'll be chasing me for the next one. If I can change your life in 5 minutes, imagine a webinar of 2 hours with Tobi. Targeted learning, intense. Imagine. Well, I know what that would bring to you. So it's time to offer it to you all. So yeah, I'm not going to launch programs that are going to take you 6 weeks to go through. No, I'm going to launch weekly webinars that have a certain allotment of a number of seats. But everybody must pay for their entrance. It's a non-refundable entrance, but anybody who's taken the time to look my content up or read my books, you know that it's worth the investment. I just haven't set myself on the price. But that's how it's going to be, with a promise for zero selling, zero funneling, zero pushing emails to you, zero running after you. You want the help, you come to my webinars. You pay to get in, and you get a power-packed webinar with a whole bunch of bonuses for free inside once you're there. But that'll be kept secret until you get in there. All right. Guys, I had to come out here because I was channeled to let it out. Because I was channeled to do just this. So this isn't what Tobi's heart desires. This is what's being commanded by my boss, and I'm going to do just that. And I have to, like I was told, give grace to those that are truly invested in themselves. You're not here to make $1 million. You're here to impact $1 million, Tobi. Remember that. So I will be obedient in doing that and impact $1 million this year. Guys, the impact that you want to make in your life, hopefully, would be to push you to tap into your highest potential of your being. And if you're interested in doing just that, well, then you need to talk to me, no matter who you are. Because if you're running from a mindset, well, let me help you shift into a heart set, because that's what I'm here to do. I love you all. Get the most out of your experience. I hope that you guys have set your intents for the day. And you know, a lot of people think it's crazy. Well, I'm not crazy, but their brains are non-accepting of the suggestions. Look, I have to remind you guys of something, okay? Our brains process data from what we're feeling outside of us. Right? We're conditioned that way because we process more in our peripheral vision than we do in our immediate sight. When something's too close, you don't see it all. So you don't process it all. So if you're having thoughts about stuff and you don't remove them and put them out on paper, well, then it's like a dog chasing its own tail, because you will never process it. This is why it's so important to go inside and pull out the thoughts and write them down. To listen to the thoughts that are producing your speech patterns. And what you think, say, and do is a huge factor of what you're creating in your life today, no matter what it is. Well, I'm here to help you rid yourself of all of that stuff that is not serving of your highest good and your highest potential of your being, which you have naturally. If you don't know me, I encourage you to get to know me. Google me, you'll find me on every platform. And I'm here to infuse love back into your hearts, to teach you how to tap into that love and operate from it. Because that's what it is. Our highest potential of our being is the universal love that's giving you life. And you're connected to it at all times. You're just unaware of it, and you are not operating from it because you are in your head on repeat. Well, I can help you disrupt that. And I can help you get back to operating from your highest potential of your being. As I do by intention every day. I love you all. And I want you guys to have a magical experience. I love you all. Peace. It's funny. I don't know if I'm still live. It says that it won't disconnect me. It won't end the stream. So what? I guess I'm just out here stuck with you guys live. Well, I guess I'm not allowed to end the stream yet. Okay, so what else do you want me to talk about? Oh, you hear all those seagulls going? Having trouble? Please check your internet connection.